Imagine sitting in a quiet room with no phone, no TV, or anything to keep you busy. Do you feel comfortable? Or do you start to feel restless, anxious, or eager to find something to fill the time? At 50, I never thought that learning to be bored was an important skill. But now, at 80, I realize that the ability to sit still, face the silence, and not need anything to distract you is a superpower. When you're not caught up in distractions, you have the chance to reflect deeply on your life. Those quiet moments help you listen to yourself, understand what truly matters, and create inner peace. So, take some time every day to slow down. Turn off your phone, don't watch TV, and just sit still. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but you will gradually discover the immense value of this silence. You know, when I was in my 50s, I never realized how important it was to just sit quietly and be alone with my thoughts. I always needed to stay busy, watching TV, checking my work, or finding something to occupy my mind. Looking back, I wish I had learned sooner how to simply be. It might sound strange, but being comfortable without distractions is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. In those quiet moments, you start to hear your own thoughts more clearly. You can reflect on your life, your goals, and the things that really matter. Try it for yourself. Turn off the TV, put your phone away, and just sit for a few minutes each day. It might feel awkward at first, but over time, you'll notice how calming it can be. Life today is so fast-paced, and distractions are everywhere. But when you slow down and embrace the silence, you give yourself a gift, the ability to reconnect with who you are. Have you ever spent time with someone and walked away feeling completely drained? I used to think it was just part of life, that you had to tolerate everyone, even if they made you feel worse after every interaction. But here's what I've learned. You don't have to carry other people's negativity. I'm not saying you should cut people off without reason, but it's important to recognize who adds joy to your life and who takes it away. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Are you energized and uplifted, or do you feel exhausted and weighed down? Start by setting boundaries. For me, this meant spending less time with people who constantly complained or brought drama into every conversation. Instead, I focused on relationships that brought me peace and encouragement. Life is too short to let negativity take up space in your heart or mind. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself, friends who make you laugh, who listen, and who remind you of the good things in life. Remember, protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary for your well-being. Do you ever feel like sleep is the first thing you sacrifice when life gets busy? I used to do that all the time in my 50s. I thought staying up late or waking up extra early to get more done was productive. But you know what? It wasn't. It was exhausting. Sleep is one of the most underrated tools for a better life. It's like a reset button for your mind and body. When you get enough sleep, everything improves. Your mood, your focus, your energy. And when you don't, well, it feels like everything gets harder, because it does. And health? That's the foundation for everything else. I used to think I'd take care of my health someday. Someday I'd eat better. Someday I'd exercise more. But the truth is, someday doesn't come unless you make it today. Start small. Go to bed a little earlier tonight. Take a short walk tomorrow morning. Swap one unhealthy snack for something fresh. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight, but each small choice adds up. Looking back now, I realize that prioritizing sleep and health isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Once I started focusing on my sleep and health, I realized something else. The people you surround yourself with and the environment you live in have a huge impact on your well-being. It's like this. Your health can only take you so far if the people around you constantly bring stress or negativity. In my 50s, I thought I had to maintain every friendship and stick with the same routines. But as I grew older, I understood that relationships and environments should support your growth, not hold you back. Take a moment to think about the people in your life. Do they inspire you? Do they bring joy and encouragement? If not, it might be time to reevaluate those connect. The same goes for where you live. When I was younger, I thrived in the hustle and bustle of a big city. It gave me energy and opportunities. But as I got older, I found that smaller, quieter places brought me more peace. The key is to align your surroundings with what makes you feel most alive. Remember, your time and energy are precious. Spend them on people who uplift you and in places that nurture your soul. Life feels lighter and more meaningful when you do. By the time I started surrounding myself with positive people and creating a peaceful environment, I began to see how much my physical habits also shaped my life. What you eat and how you move. These are choices you make every day, and they have a bigger impact than you might think. When I was in my 50s, I ate whatever was convenient. I didn't think twice about grabbing processed snacks or skipping meals. Exercise? That was something I'd get to eventually. But here's the truth I learned the hard way. Your body remembers every decision you make. The habits you build now will determine how you feel 10, 20, or even 30 years from today. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Start small. Add more fresh fruits and vegetables to your meals. Replace sugary drinks with water. Take a 10-minute walk every day. These simple actions create a ripple effect, improving your energy, mood, and overall quality of life. Your health isn't just about living longer. It's about having the strength to enjoy the years you have. The better you treat your body, the more it gives back to you. Trust me, at 80, I can say this with certainty. Good food and regular movement aren't just choices. They're investments in your future. As you start taking care of your health, your relationships, and your environment, there's one more thing that ties it all together: appreciating the present moment. This might sound simple, but it's something I struggled with in my 50s. I was so busy worrying about the future and dwelling on the past that I forgot to notice what was happening right in front of me. Here's the thing. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It's happening now, in the small, everyday moments. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of a cup of tea, the beauty of a sunset. These aren't just ordinary things. They're the moments that make life worth living, if you take the time to notice them. Try this. The next time you're with someone you care about, give them your full attention. Put away your phone, look them in the eye, and really listen. When you're enjoying a meal, savor each bite instead of rushing through it. When you're outside, pause and take in the sights and sounds around you. Being present isn't just about slowing down, it's about truly living. At 80, I can tell you this. The present is where life feels the richest. Don't let it slip away unnoticed. Once you start living in the present, you'll realize something. You can't fully enjoy those moments if your health is holding you back. At 50, I didn't think much about how my choices affected my future self. I thought I had plenty of time to get healthier later. But later has a way of sneaking up on you. Good health isn't about following the latest diet or spending hours at the gym. It's about creating habits that support the life you want to live. When you feel good physically, it's easier to enjoy the people, places, and experiences that bring you joy. Start small. Swap out one unhealthy meal for something nourishing. Take a short walk after dinner. Drink more water throughout the day. These little actions may seem insignificant, but over time, they add up to something powerful. I've seen the difference between those who cared for their bodies and those who didn't. As you age, that gap becomes more noticeable, but it's never too late to start. Each healthy choice you make is a step toward a better, happier version of yourself. Remember, health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about giving yourself the energy and strength to truly live. Take care of your body, and it will take care of you. Once you start prioritizing your health and living in the moment, you'll come to a powerful realization. Your life is uniquely yours, and no one else's path will ever look the same as yours. This is something I struggled with in my 50s. I spent so much time comparing myself to others, wondering if I was doing enough, achieving enough, or if I was even on the right track. But here's what I've learned. Life isn't a race, and there's no one-size-fits-all timeline for success or happiness. Some people find their purpose early, while others discover it later in life. The timing doesn't matter as long as you're moving toward what truly matters to you. Think about what brings you joy and fulfillment. Is it spending time with loved ones, learning something new, giving back to your community? Whatever it is, focus on those things, not on what society tells you is important. Your journey is yours alone. Don't compare it to anyone else's. Instead, celebrate the steps you've taken, no matter how small. Trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be, and give yourself the freedom to grow at your own pace. At 80, I've come to understand that the beauty of life lies in its unpredictability. Embrace your journey. It's what makes your life uniquely yours. As you embrace your unique journey, you'll discover another truth. Change is inevitable, and learning to adapt is one of the most valuable skills you can have. In my 50s, I often resisted change. Whether it was holding on to old friendships, clinging to routines, or struggling to let go of past regrets, I thought keeping things the same would make life easier. But it doesn't. Change is a sign of growth. When you hold on too tightly to the past, you leave no room for the new opportunities waiting for you. I've learned that letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means making space for what's ahead. For example, some of the friendships I treasured in my 50s naturally faded over time. At first, it was painful, but eventually I realized it made room for relationships that aligned better with who I was becoming. The same goes for goals or dreams that no longer feel right. Letting go of them isn't failure, it's wisdom. Adaptability is about trusting that every change brings a lesson, even if it's uncomfortable at first. It's about believing that each new chapter is an opportunity to grow and create something better. Remember, life is always moving forward. When you learn to flow with it, instead of fighting against it, you'll find peace and purpose in the process. Once you've learned to adapt to change and let go of what no longer serves you, it's time to think about what truly matters: your goals and values. At 50, I often set big, ambitious goals, but I didn't always connect them to the things that were most important to me. It wasn't until later in life that I realized this. Goals without clear values are just tasks. They don't bring fulfillment. Your values are the foundation of everything. They define what matters most to you, whether it's family, health, kindness, or personal growth. When your goals align with your values, they become more meaningful and rewarding to pursue. But goals don't have to be overwhelming. Start with small, actionable steps. If health is important to you, begin with a daily walk or cooking healthier meals at home. If relationships matter most, set a goal to reconnect with a friend or spend more quality time with family. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Each step forward brings you closer to the life you want, and every little win builds momentum. At 80, I've learned that life isn't about achieving everything. It's about living with purpose. Set goals that reflect your values, and let them guide you to a life that feels fulfilling and true to who you are. Now that we've gone through these lessons together, I want to ask you something. What stood out to you the most? Was it the importance of prioritizing your health, letting go of negativity, or appreciating the present? Take a moment to think about it, because that's where your first step begins. You don't need to change everything overnight. Big transformations come from small, consistent actions. If health is your focus, start by drinking more water today or taking a short walk. If it's about relationships, call someone you care about and tell them how much they mean to you. If it's about adapting to change, write down one thing you're ready to let go of and take a step toward doing it. The key is to start. Progress doesn't happen without action, and even the smallest step can set a ripple effect in motion. Reflect on what you've learned and choose one thing to focus on. You'll be amazed at how much clarity and momentum comes from simply taking that first step. Your future self will thank you. So, what will you do today to bring yourself closer to the life you truly want? Now that you've reflected on your first step, I want to invite you to share your thoughts. What's one lesson from this video that resonated with you the most? Maybe it's something you've already started applying in your life. Or maybe it's a new idea you're excited to explore. Take a moment to write it down, not just for yourself, but for others who might benefit from your experience. Sharing your insight could inspire someone else to take their first step too. You can leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. What's one change you're planning to make? Or, if you have a lesson of your own from life, I'd love to hear it. We all have wisdom to share, and your voice matters in this conversation. This isn't just about watching a video. It's about building a community where we can learn from each other. So, join in. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, no step is too small, and no lesson is too simple. Every action you take brings you closer to living a more meaningful, fulfilling life. As you reflect on these lessons and begin to take action, I want to remind you of something important. Growth is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. The steps you take today are just the beginning of a journey that will keep evolving, just as you do. There will be days when it feels easier to fall back into old habits, or when progress feels slow. That's normal, but don't let those moments discourage you. Every small effort you make is a step forward, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time. The key is to stay committed. Remind yourself why these changes matter to you. Whether it's better health, stronger relationships, or a clearer sense of purpose, keep your goals and values at the center of everything you do. And remember, it's okay to ask for support. Whether it's a friend, a mentor, or even a video like this, surround yourself with people and resources that encourage your growth. At 80, I can tell you this: the best things in life come from staying curious, open, and willing to keep learning. Growth doesn't stop until you stop trying. Keep moving forward, one step at a time. As you continue this journey of growth and reflection, I encourage you to stay connected, not just to these lessons, but to the people and resources that inspire you. Growth becomes so much more powerful when we share it with others. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to like it and share it with someone who might need to hear these messages. You never know whose life you could touch with a simple act of sharing. I'd also love to have you as part of this ongoing conversation. By subscribing to this channel, you'll join a community of people just like you, individuals who are seeking to live a more meaningful and intentional life. Together, we can continue learning, growing, and supporting each other on this journey. Finally, don't forget to check the comments below. You might find a perspective or a lesson from someone else that resonates with you. And who knows? Your words might be the encouragement someone else needs today. This isn't just about watching one video. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive change. Let's keep moving forward together.